Hey everybody, Joel here, and I'm going to explain to you what an NFT is and why it's here to stay for the long term.
I'm Joel Therien, and I've been an entrepreneur since I was 16 years old. I saw my first real income by age 23. Here are a few things that I've learned along the way. Even big businesses started small. Bringing great people into your team is about demonstrating that size really doesn't matter. People do. We are all in this together.
I get it. I'm just like all of you. Like, what the fuck? Like an image, like a JPEG, like a PNG, like someone's gonna spend or pay thousands of dollars for a picture to say they own it. And I was as dumbfounded as the rest of us. And honestly, it's when you lack the education. So any new technology that comes out, what I like to do is I spend at least 40 to 50 hours of homework understanding what the technology is all about. So today we're going to talk about NFTs. So just to set your mind in the right place before you click off this video and go, oh, NFTs is just ridiculous. Well, guess what? When you look at AirBNB, did you ever think it would go mainstream where you're going to rent out your home to a complete fucking stranger? Like, just doesn't make any sense, right? Or with Uber, would you get into a car with a stranger? And, you know, I think you get my point. Adopting new technologies and new ideas is something that takes a little bit of time, but it's going to change everything here with an NFT. So what is an NFT? It's a non-fungible token. So I'm going to explain it in certain ways. Here's the problem with the NFT world right now, is there's massive amounts of greed. So the cynics have a good position in this world where, you know, people are jumping on the bandwagon and they're creating these images and they're trying to sell these images for thousands of dollars. Well, images is like the Beanie Babies of the world versus NFT is like the stuffed animals of the world, right? Stuffed animals revolutionized our society, but there's certain types of stuffed animals that had their craze, like Cabbage Patch Dolls or Beanie Babies. So that's the same thing here, is a very high percentage of the whole NFT market will fall apart, like 95 to 97 to 98% of it. So what's going to make it stick long term? And the answer is you really don't know. So as an example, here's what did happen with Bored Apes, right? Bored Apes is huge now. I think there's one Bored Ape that sold for $2.9 million. But when it starts getting adopted into regular society, so Jimmy Fallon bought a Bored Ape, the rapper Eminem bought a Bored Ape. When you start seeing, you know, celebrities and people buying these things mainstream, then the exclusivity, that's the key, the exclusivity and the increase in status is what is making this thing fly huge. Now, the blockchain technology behind smart contracts will never ever go away. But some images will become iconic, just like there's lots of artists in the world. Okay, there's lots of artists in the world who've painted millions of pictures over the years, but certain ones like the Mona Lisa, you know, all these, you get my point, is in the NFT world, because some very high celebrity people started buying Bored Apes, well, it's kind of like the saying, well, my house is worth $400,000. No, your home is worth whatever people are willing to pay for it. So when an NFT sells for $100,000, $200,000, $2.9 million, that starts entering into bragging rights, increase in status, and an increase in love, right? Aside from our necessities like putting food on the table and a roof over our head, everything we buy for one of two reasons: an increase in love or an increase in status. So other examples of increases in status is De Beers and Diamonds. They did an amazing job at marketing diamonds. And what is a diamond? It's just carbon, but it's a girl's best friend, right? The bigger the diamond, the more he loves you. So that's an increase in love. And when you walk into the room and you've got that huge ring on your finger, that's a huge increase in status. Listen, we're all guilty of it. I had the Ferrari. I spent $200,000 on a car. Why? Still only gets me from point A to point B, but because I felt proud driving it, it increased my status. Well, those are the two and the only illogical, emotional reasons why we buy things. So now that Bored Apes have sold for as much as $2.9 million, it's part of a very exclusive club. So where do I see NFTs going in the future? Well, so you might have a Wayne Gretzky rookie card, which in its own is worth tons and tons of money. Now, if you don't know who a Wayne Gretzky is, you're probably not a Canadian or you're probably not 40 years old. Wayne Gretzky was the greatest hockey player of all time. Well, I could have one of his trading rookie cards, but I could increase the exclusivity of that rookie card by creating an NFT that goes along with it. So if you buy the rookie card, you get the NFT with it. So now it's even more exclusive than the 20 to 100, whatever the case may be, cards that are out there in circulation. If you look at the 80-year-old people, they still don't like using credit cards, right? They'd rather pay with cash. But if you're 35 or under, you're like, are you out of your mind? Why wouldn't I just use my credit card in convenience rather than having to carry some bulky cash in my pocket? So how credit cards revolutionize the ease of purchasing, especially online, well, the same thing is happening with the NFT and the collectible world, okay? So there's gonna be digital collectibles, but along with the digital collectibles will be physical collectibles. And as I already mentioned, if you create an NFT around that physical collectible, now it becomes even more and more and more exclusive. So it's not so much what people think, these JPEGs and these PNGs and these pictures flying across the internet that are selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. No, it's the smart contract Ethereum blockchain technology behind an NFT that makes that person the exclusive owner of that NFT. So listen, folks, I hope that gives you a lot of sense of where NFTs are going. Please do me a huge favor, click the like button, click the subscribe button, hit the bell notification button so you can be notified of other videos like this. We'll see you next time.